All right, everybody. Greetings and welcome to Conflict Radio. Today is March 28th, 2022. And just really curious how the audio sounds for everybody. We're going through a bit of a audio issue here, unfortunately. Let me give a quick shout out while everybody's letting me know how the audio is going to Kingfish Kebab is here, AJK, Hugo Darn, Mary Kay, David Gosling, Mary Kay. Stefan Gadges here. Yay, 17th thumbs up. Somebody said up. I see we're on 18. Professor Game Bum is here. Ian, myself. Mr. John Bangle presents. Let's see. Sapphire Elf, The Pearl. Let's see who else is here. Arlene Adkinzel. She's not hanging out in the chat, but she's listening. Sup and Stuff is here. Agog. And looked like Renee was here earlier. Sounds like you, Mike, David says. So I guess sound is good. Everybody's saying audio is okay. All right, Blue Chicken is here. Let's see who else is here. Elise Sabiu. Don is here. Tina Tizmazeski. Let's see. Happy Plague Doctor's in the house. How you doing, Happy? King of Hukumundu, James Good, and Big Teddy Smooth. And everybody's saying the audio is okay. All right, well, awesome. Today we're going to be talking to Peter McCarthy from Creepy Little Book. Peter is he creates content presented without bias and research with due difference. He doesn't resort to the formula of using the recycled images and the dramatic music that we've been conditioned to expect when discussing these subjects. His approach is very different, but he firmly believes that these types of issues can stand on their own when treated with impartiality. Pete's commitment is to deliver consistent quality original content about the most fascinating topics in the world, and to do so in a succinct, articulate manner, free from prejudgments or sensationalism. And he's going to join us today. Welcome, Pete, to Conflict Radio. How are you, man?
Hey, Michael, how you doing? Good to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome back. And I know we got you on your phone, actually, because I guess your computer's having some issues. So
I don't know what's up with that. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I hope I'm going to crank you up a little bit, and hopefully everybody can hear you okay. Ian myself says he's back. You're welcome to start the show now. All right, so we will. Today we're going to talk about space arcs, and we're going to have some open lines. And Pete, I sent you a video on this. Did you ever get a chance to watch it?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. All right, so let me. I'm going to switch the screen around and let everybody see the screen here. I guess I got to get rid of that. Let's see. No. I got to get rid of this. There. That way everybody can see my screen. There's everybody there. How's everybody doing? All right. So here is the story from space.navy, if that's an actual site. ET expert confirms that Ukraine's buried ancient space ark has been executed and activated. It was only a matter of time until something paranormal was reported in connection with Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and the initial episode will be difficult to surpass. And it says here, real or not, around the time Russian soldiers entered the Ukrainian city of Kherson, a few websites reported that an ancient space ark buried near Kherson has been triggered and would soon take flight. Is this an ancient space ark? And I guess the story goes on. You guys can just go over to space.navy and read that. But apparently it's in this Alishka Sands desert here. There's a desert in the middle of Ukraine. And if you guys can see the map here, here's Ukraine, right? And I got the little desert on. It's the only desert in Ukraine. And it's kind of like they're saying this is why it's a desert, is because underneath here is a massive UFO space ark that's underneath this massive thing. They can't figure out why this little area here is a desert, but it is. And it's the only desert in Ukraine. It's not that big. I would imagine maybe 30 miles across or so, which would be a massive ark. There's a picture of it there. You guys can Google this stuff if you want. I mean, that's all I did. And check that out. I wanted to get Pete, and we're going to have open lines with you guys, with everybody later, and see what you guys think. But Pete, what do you think, man? You think this is going on?
It sounds pretty far-fetched, but it rings a bit to me of the story of the Gulf of Aden Stargate that was associated with the Iraq War so many years ago. So I don't know if it's just the propensity for paranormal topics to come out around these kind of subject matter, or whether there might be something to it. It would be fantastic if there was.
Yeah, well, they're saying that there's a bunch of these all around now Brian Thompson's saying that they can't hear you very well. Man, I've got you cranked up super good, man. I don't. It's so weird. I can't get you really. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Well, I mean, I can hear you okay. I mean, I get it's a struggle, guys. I mean, sometimes we're gonna have to do what we have to do here. That's just the way it is. So, hopefully, maybe you guys can see what's going on. Let me ask you this, Pete. I mean, what do you think about the idea that we were seeded by an ancient alien race? That they actually came here and seeded us. Some people suggest that Bigfoot is the original human, and we are the alien Bigfoot hybrids.
Yeah, that's a fantastic suggestion. I really kind of lean in the direction that perhaps there was some extraterrestrial intervention in our ancient past. To what degree, I'm not sure. Was it direct intervention, or there was genetic manipulation, or along the lines of the Anunnaki and Zachariah Sitchin's work, of course. Or if we're talking about something more in a spiritual way, where the extraterrestrial presence was the inspiration for a lot of theological systems that would come after their first contact.
All right. Well, I mean, everybody's want us to try to reconnect. Do you want to? Did your computer restart, man?
It did. I'm actually trying to get into it now. I'm having some issues.
All right, guys. So as soon as he gets his computer booted up, we will try to switch off the phone. I guess. What do you guys think of this idea of there being these arks buried all around the world? What do you think's going on? It's fascinating to me that we could have. I mean, there's so many questions, really. Like, what do you think if there was an ancient UFO that's buried somewhere on the planet? What do you think it would be looking for in order to activate?
That's a good question. What we're waiting for? Maybe a signal from another spacecraft or some kind.
Yeah, like something else is getting closer?
Yeah, something to that effect.
Yeah. What do you think's going on up in Antarctica?
Well, Antarctica is a land of mystery. To speculate on exactly what's going on up there at any given moment is a real thought exercise. There could be any number of secret archaeological expeditions going on up there to try and uncover secret cities that might be buried under miles of ice.
Do you think that it's possible? I mean, we had woolly mammoths there that were kind of flash frozen. Is it possible that there's an entire city up there and an advanced civilization that's just flash frozen in ice?
I think so.
You think so?
I do.
What would that even look like?
I'm not quite sure. It could be, as it was described in the Heffernan manuscript, a plastic city, essentially.
Mary Kay says some suggest that these arcs are tied to volcanoes. Sapphire Elf says genetic manipulation, sure, it's possible, but hybrids, no. Using CRISPR, we know humans interbred with other human species, confirmed to own, not aliens. I don't know. I mean, we don't know it's not aliens. I don't know. All right, man. Let's see if anybody wants to. I guess while you're working on your audio, let me go ahead and see if anybody wants to call in and maybe they could talk a little bit.
Okay.
Try to buy you some time. All right, guys. The phone lines are open. Let me switch over to the phone line pick. If anybody wants to give a call, it's 256-850 4513. Give a call in and we'll see what you feel about these arcs. I guess Bigfoot or reptilian overlords. I got the cat crawling on top of me here. You all right, man?
Oh, yeah. People with wires.
David Gosling with the $2 super chat. Thanks so much. All right, well. Brett Broman wants to add me on Skype. All right, I guess. Whoever that is. Comments. Massive departure caused by pandemic parcel. Some of them will join Space Ark. He's having issues. Yeah, we get that. It seems that I'm nearest one to Ukraine than you guys. That might be true. At least you're getting some putty, Michael. LOL. Conflict Radio, how you doing?
Hey, good. How are you, man?
I'm good. You're on the air, buddy.
Sweet.
Is this Happy?
See if my audio is good. Yeah, man. This is the Happy Plague Doctor.
Yeah, man.
Let's see in the chat if my. I'm just calling in off my phone. I just want to see if my audio is working more than anything.
Yeah, Sapphire says, I know
So
Pete
that's
likes
new,
his
man.
moon stuff. Yeah, you know what? I guess let me try messing around with my audios a bit. Tell me what you think about the Space Arks.
Well, I can't say I know much about them. I can't say I've ever heard of them. And I guess I'm just as curious as the next guy. I know there's a lot of stuff underground. You know, it never surprised. You know, it ceases to amaze me what I pull out of the ground just metal detecting. You know, so it could be anything. And I found some really unexpected stuff this last weekend. You know, stuff I never thought I'd find. And, you know, it could be anything. You know, who knows what's down there?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely crazy stuff when you see pictures and there's not a desert anywhere, and then there's just a small little 30 by 30, mile desert kind of in the middle of nowhere, and nobody has any idea why.
Yeah, there's places like that all over the place. All over, you know, you go to any continent and there's, weird. So, here in the United States, we have Hell's Half Acre or whatever it is, which is just like these really anomalous, rock formations that just come out of nowhere. So, geography is pretty crazy. You can run into a lot of surprises geographically and with various rock formations and stuff. So, you never know what's down there, man, until you dig it up.
Yeah, that's the truth, I guess. Got to be a better connection, Omnia Vincent says. Well,
So my audio is not good either?
I mean, honestly, man, it sounds like you're on your phone.
Yeah.
I mean...
That's I'm on my phone. I'm just wondering how it is for everybody else going out.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like. We're not sitting in a studio. That's for sure, right?
Sure. Yeah. Anyways, but I will. I just kind of wanted to test your audio. Anyways, I don't really know much about the Space Arks. I guess if there is one, cool.
Yeah, that's the truth, right?
All right, man. Well, I want to let you go. I'll let somebody else jump on and see if they got a little bit better setup.
All right.
And we'll go from there, man. All right?
All right, bud. Talk to you later.
Yeah, we'll see you. Later.
All right, Pete. How's it going over there?
It's going slow. I'm trying to get my microphone to connect again over here to my computer.
Yeah, Renee Cruz says, "Hey, whoop whoop, pump it up, Conflict Radio fan." James Good says, "It seems better. It's just muffled." Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're on your phone. I don't know. People get so spoiled, I think, right, with the big money, fancy equipment, of some other people, I guess. And I mean, even Art Bell back in the day. I mean, sometimes you get a bad, I mean, it was all phones, right? That's why you like the landlines.
Yeah.
So I mean, it sounds to me like you're just kind of on the phone. All right. So I guess we don't really have anything. What do you got? What do you got going on, man? You've been doing. You still going 3-4 days a week over on Creepy Little Book?
Yeah, I've been trying to do 5 nights a week, Monday through Friday at 1 a.m. But lately I've had a little issue with my health, so I had to take some time off. Nothing serious, just an eye problem that kind of prevented me from seeing too well. But that's clearing up. So thankfully it was nothing, threatening or a big deal. But it did kind of knock me off my game for a couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we should just, I guess, man. I mean, we could reschedule this another day, right? Let's come back
Sure.
and let's wrap it up, guys, for today. I mean, obviously it's not exactly what we wanted, but we should wrap it up and then come back, I guess, at another time when we can get the audio sound a little bit better, right? I don't want to spend an hour and 15 minutes with people just gonna be upset and turn off the show. So, guess maybe we keep their attention for a little while, but I'm gonna let you go, man, and we'll reschedule this.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for having me, Michael. Appreciate it. Sorry about
All
those
right.
audio
Well,
issues.
why don't you tell everybody where to find you real quick, just in case they don't know who you
guys,
are.
You can check me out at the Creepy Little Book here on YouTube. Also, everywhere else on the internet, that's me, Creepy Little Book. Like I said, Monday through Friday, 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hopefully we get a show tonight if I can get these audio issues corrected. I got a plan on having a guest with me this evening, Jake Carr, to continue our discussion about Norse astrology.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. Make sure you get over to Creepy Little Book, subscribe over there, and keep an eye out on this channel for our next show. I believe it's going to be on Thursday. Pete, I guess I'm going to chat with them a little bit, man. I'm going to let you go, dude.
All right. Well, you have a good one. Thanks, Mike.
All right, buddy. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. That was Creepy Little Book. And I guess I'm sorry about the audio, guys. I suppose I'll keep you all around for a minute here and let you know what I got going on. I've been just about busy as hell. It looks like Thursday we're going to have Paul Wallace on. And then as we get to April, we'll worry about April when we get into April. So Thursday we'll be back with Paul Wallace. I'm going to try to get Creepy Little Book rescheduled, and we'll talk a little bit more about this. It sounds okay with me. It's just slightly a little loud, which makes it a little distorted and fuzzy, but otherwise I can understand. I mean, I get it. You guys that are here listening to the show all the time, you're going to listen to the show. It doesn't really matter what it sounds like, but I mean, I don't want to put out, I guess, something that's not great. So, I'm just going to reschedule them and we'll get them back on. And everybody is supposed to, I guess the Pearl says, does anybody hear about the event that's supposed to happen April 4th? No, Pearl, tell us. What is supposed to happen on April 4th? It's weird. It kind of fades in and out. Blue Chicken says, it's true. What's my thoughts on the slap? All right. I guess I could do quality over quantity. That's right, Omnia. I hear you. Yeah, so while we're waiting on Pearl to answer, what do I think about the slap? I think we need to pay real close attention to what's going on elsewhere. I think it's a distraction, and I definitely think that it was it was staged. I mean, first off, I honestly think that you have the right to defend yourself from anything. And I don't think it's right that he's not going to have charges pressed against him. And I don't think that anybody should be allowed to lay their hands on anybody else. And there should be consequences, even if you do. I mean, I get it. Maybe it wasn't a great joke and whatnot, but I mean, honestly, Will Smith seemed to be laughing at it. So, I mean, what are you gonna do, right? It looked like it was all staged. All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the show. I really need if somebody, if somebody wants to help out, I could really use a producer or somebody. If somebody wants to help schedule shows, reach out to me, send me an email, maybe info@conflictradio.net. I just don't have the time to do much that we were doing. And honestly, I think that maybe we'll go to a once a week deal, maybe Monday nights. I think that's probably what we're gonna have to do is just go to one night a week. So maybe that's what's coming through Journey Through the Gate, Ian myself. Yeah, Journey Through the Gate. Let me call in on my computer. I want to help. I don't think it's me, Happy. I think he said he got a new mic and stuff, and so I'm sure he needs to set up his connection. Send a graph to Montegraph channel. Pimp slap goes back to. Oh, what's this? Somebody's calling me. Hello, Conflict Radio. Hello. You're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, man? How's this? Does this sound any better?
It sounds fine, man. It's not me. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I was just curious because I switched to a headset mic, and I'm on my laptop now, and I was wondering if it was better than the phone.
No, it's not. It's not me. I mean, that's the thing when you get guests and stuff.
Fine.
I mean, sometimes they're not going to have good connections. I mean, I can't help that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, well, it definitely sounds a lot better than Pete's did. I think he's just having some issues. He'll get that.
All the call-in sounds fuzzy. Huh. Well, get with me. I'm finally on your Discord, dude. So, let me bounce some ideas and stuff off you, man, and I can get a better setup, and we can work on audio stuff privately, just me and you, so we don't have to start up a whole show.
Yeah, honestly, it's really disappointing because I pay for this StreamYard that's supposed to, and it bypasses. StreamYard really bypasses all of the board type sound programs that you would normally have up. You know what I mean? And they do it themselves. So you actually pay a monthly fee to use StreamYard, and they're supposed to handle all of the audio for you. But like I said, I think it doesn't matter if the guest doesn't have, if the guest doesn't have good audio, it's just not going to sound good.
It'll be something we'll have to look into and work out, and we'll go from there. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm on your Discord now, so let's get together on there and pound some stuff out.
What are you bored? You want to do like do some producing?
Yeah, whatever, help with guests, help with show ideas, whatever, man,
Well, there you
kind
go.
of an idea guy or a co-host or whatever. And if someone bails, I could kind of pop in and do what I can, I guess. You could always do other audience members. Sapphire Elf, he likes to get on and run his gums too, so
yeah, he sure does. He can't.
Definitely, a few of us got together and worked on stuff, man. I'm sure we could do something great.
Yeah, he can't come in after he's drinking though.
Well, me neither. I got to be banned from that too.
I think I've sat down and done a couple shows where I'm like, whoa, I just did a show. I'm like my fifth Captain and Coke, or Sailor Jerry and Coke, I guess. I don't know if you guys can figure out.
Podcasting and drinking don't mix. It's not something you should really do that often. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble. Get your show banned.
Yeah, right. I think that's the only thing that hasn't gotten me banned is that I don't do that too much. I guess we push the line here at Conflict Radio. I think we've been dancing all over it, and to be honest with you, I'm a little surprised that we haven't had more trouble than we've had.
Oh, there's a lot of people talking way harder about stuff than you are,
No, I know, but
there's a lot of people out there pushing it.
it's a lot. I think maybe they're not as bad as they were, but boy, they sure are all over the things that they think are important.
Yeah, it's especially once you start to gain traction and start to get viewers and start to become popular, you become a target real fast.
That's the truth. All right, man. I'm gonna let you go. I think it sounds fine. I mean, if I had a guest on with your audio, I mean, I would continue that. I would do it. I think. I mean, it sounds fine. So.
Yeah, because this between I hear you just fine, and apparently you hear me just fine. So.
David Gosling says the algorithm loves Mike's voice.
Mm.
All right, Happy. I'm gonna let you go, man. Thanks for calling in.
All right, later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, so I guess if well, why not? Let me just throw that up there and see if anybody else wants to call and chat a little bit about anything. I guess if you want to call up and tell me how bad your day was, call up and tell me how bad your day was. And let me stick around a little bit and see if anybody wants to come in. Again, we had a guest scheduled. We're going to reschedule the guest for audio issues. And it's kind of a bummer, but I mean, that's live radio, right? I mean, it's radio, it's live. Sometimes that happens. The only thing I've got to do now is just keep chatting my mouth and I guess seeing what people want to talk about. Anybody have any questions for me, I suppose? I guess while I'm on here yapping away before I wrap it up. I guess maybe everybody left. Did everybody leave? Anybody there? Did you ever go back to your old house, maybe do a live show from there? My old house is over 1,000 miles away, G-Don. And boy, that would be eerie to do a live show. I've actually been thinking about busting open my phone and taking a walk through the Space Center here, giving you guys a little tour of our Space Center. Maybe going over to Von Braun's house and putting a little video together. Where can I call? The number's right on your screen. 256-850-4513. And we got a caller now. How you doing, Sapphire Elf?
G'day, good morning. How you doing, Mike?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Are you sober today?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, sober as a judge. It's early in the morning.
There you go, man. See that? Sometimes, man, you call and it's just like, whoa. You need to go sleep one off.
Yeah. I was just reading a bit about that ARC thing. I looked up an article. And so he's talking about that there's two sources that he has from the US military. I don't know if anyone's actually in Ukraine saying they're looking at it now, just by reading the article. But they do mention that apparently the story goes they're working in conjunction with China, and there's also an arc on the moon and one in Bermuda. And I was wondering about that new Chinese moon landing they did with their new rover, and they were putting up those pictures of that weird cube thing, if that might have something to do with it, possibly.
Oh, on the moon?
Yeah, if they say there's another arc on the moon, it just kind of and they mentioned China's getting involved. It just kind of reminded me of that Chinese moon picture of the cube thing. That was probably about 6 months ago.
Yeah, well, maybe they got to the cube structure and they turned it on somehow and it activated all of the arcs. Maybe that was a remote device that the aliens left on the backside of the moon purposely. For when we became technologically savvy enough to actually get up there and push the button, and we pushed the button, it would activate all of these ships that were underground all over the Earth. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, well, you never know. Like, it's not something they're mentioning in this article, but when they mentioned China and an arc on the moon, I instantly thought of that, because that was the most recent moony China thing that I heard. So you never know. Yeah, it could be a control box.
And that's fascinating stuff, isn't it?
Or like a David Icke could be one of them moon soul siphoning machines or something. Bloody half Scientologist whacked all the stuff.
It would be really disappointing, though, like if you were to find one of these arcs and say it was activated under your house or something, and you went down your basement and they're like shook open a path or something and you went down there and went in it, and you actually had to put all the animals and seeds in it yourself?
I was about to say, if they just held you up at the door and said, "Piss off, elephants and tigers only," or something.
Yeah, or you're not the human we want.
Yeah,
You know, you have the.
you're not genetically superior, you degenerate. That's what they tell me.
James Good said Nephilim DNA is starting to show up and awaken in people, and it's causing that old technology to react to it. A question mark. That's an interesting theory. Man, that control switch on the backside of the moon sure seems kind of neat. That'd be fun. I mean, if I was an alien, that's probably what I would do, right? It looks like Sapphire posted the link there to.
Yeah, that was where I was leading about the.
Let's see here. Do I have to approve that? No.
Spaceship thingy. It looks like the one you were looking at.
Yeah, probably.
It's just the first one just first thing that came up in Google.
Man, it's definitely a wild idea to think that these are put all around the Earth. It's just fascinating to think that. All right, man. I'm gonna let you go, dude.
Yeah, no worries, man. Just thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah, man. Thanks for calling in, man. Have a great night. All right.
Yeah, and good luck with the show, and hope things turn out all right for you.
We'll talk to you again, man. We ain't going nowhere. We're probably just gonna be doing less shows.
All right, no worries, dude.
All right, bye.
All right, see you, folks.
All right, guys. That was Sapphire Elf. Let's see, Sazia Jules says thank you. Looks like I just got a notification there. Renee Cruz is in the Discord app. If you guys know it, you can message me anytime in the Discord app. Sometimes I'm laying up at 3 a.m. or whatever, and I'll start talking to somebody. You never know. If you wanted to talk to me at all, you can message me on Discord, and you can talk that way. The invitation link is down in the description box below. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. I guess that's a little 30-minute show. Oh, wait. Let's see what happens. Conflict Radio, you're on the air. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well, Mike. I'm on the East Coast. I just wanted to reach out. I'm kind of a new subscriber and viewer. I post in the comments as Michael.
Okay.
And I just wanted to touch base real quick. You had mentioned about what could possibly be under the ice in Antarctica and whether or not some folks were flash frozen and things like that. And I just wanted to reference, there's a book called Atlantis Rising. And it is, the premise is that there's this flash frozen group under the ice in Antarctica that some folks have discovered when a crack opens up. Now, the book takes off in another direction, dealing with, like you said, an ark that's going back home to a former alien group that had landed there. But they do talk about this civilization that potentially was flash frozen during the last pole shift or whatever occurred. But an interesting, we'll read on it. It's not anything where we think they're saying that this actually happened. Of course, it's just a storyline, but it's interesting because I always believe those storylines come up from someone's belief or someone's view of something they've seen or heard or read, much like the arcs we're talking about tonight.
Yeah, I find it fascinating because, a lot of people have, they've come out and said that the woolly mammoths, they found flash frozen up that way, and they even had grass in their mouth. Like they were literally chewing grass and just froze.
Correct.
So there had to have been, it had to have been warm enough for them to even be chewing some grass for one, and then just to like for a woolly mammoth to flash freeze. A human wouldn't stand a chance. And I have absolutely no doubt that probably happened up in Antarctica. And what fascinates me is even if they aren't technologically advanced people, and let's just say they were just, a group of maybe 1,000 or 2,000 old cavemen or Vikings or something. That's fascinating to think that they could be, a whole village just flash frozen in ice. It's just amazing.
Exactly, and for me, it would beg the question: why wouldn't you want the rest of the world to know about this? if like you said, it's a hunter-gatherer group or a primitive group that were somehow through some catastrophic event that we can't quite explain yet, were flash frozen, and then over time, of course, the snow and everything covered them up. Why wouldn't, if that is in fact true, if with the melting up there and the cracks and things, if that is in fact true, why wouldn't you want the world to know about that and further our knowledge? Unless they're not so primitive, maybe. Maybe, in fact, they were a very advanced civilization who were overwhelmed by a catastrophic event that happened on the Earth, thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of years ago. And, of course, the powers that be don't want that type of information and knowledge out. They shut everything down at about 4,000, 5,000 years ago as far as advancement.
Yeah, well, that's the truth. And another thing to think about, too, is, it would throw off their whole climate change narrative, right?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Because then
blame us.
if there were people on the planet that were flash frozen, that would mean that it could happen again.
Right, but it's cyclical, right?
Yeah.
Potentially, this cyclically happens with the planet when it kind of shrugs or adjusts itself every 25,000 years or 30,000 years or 50,000 years. And they would have to admit that, hey, folks, something could be happening, much like the Chan Thomas novel. Hey, big events can happen that alter the course of humanity. And they just want to keep us, I still believe, and I hate to use the term, as little quiet sheep grazing in the pasture. There's nothing to see here. Keep paying your taxes and going to work every day.
Yeah. I was, all right, man, I'm going to let you go because I want to talk about something
Okay.
I guess isn't on this topic. Do you want to talk about something else real quick before I let you go? I just don't want to talk about.
Just that Antarctic thing in general, and there's a lot of references, I would say, in books about buried spaceships on this planet. The Emerald Tablets, Thoth, or however you want to pronounce it, suggests that his ship is buried in the Giza Plateau. They talk about other ships that have come here and been buried. So I think it's a very real possibility that there's some buried stuff that is going to wake up and come to life here in the very near future.
Do you think it's
good talking to you.
Wait, hang
Go
on,
ahead.
hang on before you go real quick. Hang on, you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
Do you think that it's possible that maybe it was a trigger, like on the backside of the moon or something, that China set off and activated all these things?
I don't believe it was a trigger. I believe that I personally believe that the moon is a dead spaceship. That originally it was it's an artificial construct. I believe what's triggered all of this is a planetary system that's coming through our twin planetary system that's actually coming through, and through its electromagnetic forces and things like that is kind of waking our planet up, waking the core up, waking the mantle up, heating things up, and it's just coming alive again at a new frequency. And that's what everything runs off of, a harmonic frequency that this new planetary system brings in. That's kind of way out there. I know there's a lot more to talk about.
No, I mean, it's fascinating. You're talking about Planet X then, right?
People can call it Planet X. I believe it's an entire system. I believe
it's Nemesis and it's
with its planets. Yes, yeah. I do believe that's there. I believe Reagan put the kibosh on it. We knew about it back in '83, and he signed a secrecy act. We were talking about seeing this thing way out in far space. It was coming towards us, and suddenly it all went off the radar. I think Reagan put that under the secrecy, and it's been renewed ever since, and it's all about keeping us from in the know.
That's fascinating, man, to think about, dude. Dude, thank you so much for calling in, man. That was awesome.
I look forward to it. Bye.
All right, man. Well, that was fun. That guy really knew what he was talking about, didn't he? He was all over that stuff. It's so fascinating to me. It really is. I hope you guys look at this. Let's see. Conflict Radio, you're on the air. How you doing?
Good. Is this Conflict Radio?
Yeah.
I just wanted to know if I could ask a question, UFO-based question.
Okay, go ahead. Wait, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Chicago. My name is Joe.
Hey, Joe.
And I just wanted to know is there anyone in your listening audience that has a story regarding Phil Schneider, and is that story true, or is it more of a made-up tale?
Yeah, you're talking about Dulce Base.
Correct.
That's a fascinating story, man. I believe that story. I do.
I kind of do too. I just, it's an old story, and it was kind of disregarded. It was just pushed aside, but I was just curious on that.
Yeah, Omnia Vincent.
And maybe just another question. Does anybody know regarding Jackie Gleason and the particular episode with Richard Nixon in Florida when he picked up Jackie Gleason and took him to a naval base to see UFO bodies? Are you familiar with that or no?
No, I've never even heard that story.
It's fairly well known, but maybe some of your listeners would know more about it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here, and it says here there's a whole story on it. Richard Nixon allegedly showed the honeymooners Jackie Gleason some aliens.
Correct.
That's interesting stuff, man. I'll look into that. That's cool.
Okay, I thoroughly enjoy your program.
Well, I'm glad you're listening, man. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate that.
Thank you. God bless.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Take care. All right. Well, we're getting some first time callers today. How about that? That's interesting, isn't it? I guess I'll throw the number up again for a minute. 256-850-4513 is the number if anybody else wants to call. Otherwise, I'm going to just wrap this up. Now, that Richard Nixon story is interesting. It says, where did the story originate? From his second wife, Beverly Gleason, and also the National Enquirer in 1983, 8 years after the two divorced and 2 years before he died. She wrote an article that outlined the alleged encounter. I'll never forget the night in 1973. My famous husband came home, slumped white-faced in an armchair, and spilled out the incredible story to me. He was escorted through Homestead Air Force Base in Florida to view 4 little embalmed aliens with small ball heads and disproportionately large ears. Oh, so that's pretty interesting. Jack Gleason to the moon, right? Says that Snoops classified the Nixon time capsule story as unproven, stating insufficient evidence exists to establish the given claim is true, but the claim cannot be definitely proved false, so it can't be proven that Nixon had a few aliens stored in Florida. It surely cannot be proven whether or not the former president showed said aliens to the honeymoon star. All right. Conflict Radio, you're on the air. How you doing?
Hello.
How you doing? You're on the air. How are you?
Oh, good. Hi, Michael. It's Mary Kay calling.
Hey, Mary Kay. How are you today?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
Not too bad. You know, hanging in there. Just yapping it up some, I suppose.
Cool. I was going to call about the arcs in relation to the volcanoes.
All right. That's interesting. Let's hear. What have you been hearing?
From what I've seen or what I've heard, volcanoes. And also, people who are attracted to this are meant to go to these arcs. So if you're not meant to be on one of them, they won't let you in.
So it won't even attract you. I guess you'll just kind of have a feeling of which direction to go.
Correct. That's what they're saying.
Huh. That's crazy. And it's the so as the arcs are activating, they're making the volcanoes more active?
Yeah, they're setting off these volcanoes.
Huh. Well, I mean, that would make sense, I guess, if it's been underground for so long, right? I mean, just shaking the earth
one of the theories.
Yeah. Well, that's so interesting.
the other thing I was going to mention, I watched this guy in England who's in an observatory, and he's claiming we're going into a ice age, not a global warming.
Well, I
So
would
maybe
I would
these-
agree with that, because I think that what they say is that once the ice actually starts to melt, it cools down the um the the main current in the ocean, and once that current cools down, that's when all of a sudden we have these major problems. So I wouldn't doubt that at all.
Well, he's stating that our orbit around the sun in one area is off by a little bit, and that's what's causing these changes. So I'm wondering if he's got a correct in this or got a point. Maybe these arcs are setting off because it is coming into like a mini ice age, and maybe they're there to take people off the planet.
Yeah. Or they know that. Yeah, I mean, there could be so many reasons for all of this going on. I mean, the world seems to be falling apart right now. Honestly, I don't know
I think it's more of the West is falling apart more than any other place.
on the elite in the West are falling apart anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, if you look at everything, we've got a drama teacher in Canada. You guys have a demented guy and a hyena. England's got a guy who can't comb his hair. One guy's a comedian, and they're all going after a former KGB. I mean, like a play.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, I think we're watching a movie. I think
I agree. We're the extras.
I think a lot of what we're seeing has already happened. We're just watching it happen.
Yeah.
We're just watching it happen in real time. I think that these things have already happened. It's just it hasn't been revealed yet, and so we're watching the movie to watch the reveal.
Well, when you have all the money to control everyone, and you have the money to buy everyone and everything, all that's left is to control the people that don't buy your BS.
Yeah, that's the
And
truth.
That's us.
Yeah, that's the truth. Lordy Frybread says a pretty bad movie.
Well, I'm getting tired of the movie, really. I mean, the popcorn's not that good anymore,
If there's one thing I would say to everybody listening right now is that you better make sure that you've got your pantries full, and make sure you have plenty of the things that you need, to survive a long period of chaos.
That, and make sure you don't forget about your pets.
Yeah.
Make sure you got pet food too.
And speaking of pet food, I have some cats, and I went to buy some pet food the other day. I give them science diet food, and the store I normally go to was completely out.
Wow.
I had to. I mean, there was no pet food at all. I mean, there's crappy Meow Mix and cheap Purina stuff like that. Like we consider treat food. The real food is disappearing. And I don't know if anybody's noticing this, but if you have, I agree with you. If you have pets, you need to get out there and start stocking up on pet food, because I think that's going to be a big problem.
Yeah, I have a cat too, and I've been stocking up for about 3 years because I kind of felt something was coming. I just didn't know what it was.
Yep, I've been there.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
It seems like I just like all the things that you thought you could hang on to for a while, you go through a little bit quicker than you thought. Like bags of sugar, bags of flour. Make sure you top everything off. Yeah, and have things to barter. Like pick up some cigarette tobacco and some rolling papers, and make sure you've got some old silver coins laying around, and things you might need to barter, because that's going to be important. Like right now, my ex or my wife used to sell Sensi.
Yeah.
So we've had a ton of Sensi sitting around the house. I'm talking probably for 8 years. We've had this, boxes and boxes of Sensi. And I've been going through and melting them down and buying these candle wicks from Michael's and using old spaghetti jars and stuff that I've been saving and making a crap load of candles with the Sensi.
That's a good idea.
You melt the Sensi in a little Sensi tray and then dump it in the jar with a little wick candle, and it'll burn like a normal candle, you know.
Actually, that is a really good
So
idea.
if anybody doesn't know that, and you got a bunch of Sensi laying around, I mean, make the candles now while you have the electricity, right?
See, I don't know about the electricity. They need the electricity to control everything. So, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning that the electricity isn't going to go, because without that, how are they going to control us?
Well, because, all right, first off, I don't think they're going to be able to control us forever, and it's when they lose control, they're going to take a lot of these systems down with them.
Oh, that could be. Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's a. I think they're a cornered dog, and right now, and that's when they're the most dangerous. Like if we'll take everybody down with us.
Take down the internet.
Huh?
If they take down the internet, that'll get everything going.
Yeah, but then Elon will just launch his quantum internet through the Starlink.
Oh,
I think.
right, Elon. Do you think he's a good guy?
I do.
You do, okay.
I do. I don't know why. I feel like he's a good guy. I do. And he's one of the only ones. He's one of the only ones in that kind of income range that is. And you know, if it was up to them, he never would have made it.
You think so?
Yeah, he caught a lot of people off guard. I mean, he created PayPal. That's where he got all his money.
Yeah, that I knew.
You know, I mean, that's where it all started.
He's thinking of buying Twitter.
Wow. If they sell him Twitter.
Well, you never know, because if he buys it, I don't think he's going to censor people like they're doing now.
Yeah, which is probably one of the reasons why they won't sell it to him. They're just not going to give up their control. You know, they're just not going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, well, let's sell it, you know, and let them not censor. Just they're not, you know, that's not how it would work. You'd have to like do some kind of hostile takeover or something.
Could be. I just didn't realize the left was so corrupt. Really, I didn't realize how bad things really are with them.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of people are waking up to what's going on, and I think that's the point of what we're all seeing. You know, we need to get more people, I guess, on the same level of being able to understand this trance that they've been in for however long, you know.
Yeah, they control everything. They control everything up in Canada anyway.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
A political arm.
What do you think of that whole slap thing at the Oscars?
You know what? I think Will Smith is gay. I think he's in a marriage of convenience. She gets to sleep with whoever she wants, and I think he's gay. So I have never seen a man slap another man. You punch, things of that nature, but to slap, that's like a biatch woman thing to do. I
think the whole thing was fake. I really do. I mean, these are actors.
I just think I don't like Will Smith. He's got bad energy. I just don't like him. I really think it's a marriage of convenience. She's doing her thing. He's doing his thing, and his thing is men. He is gay.
Well,
and the only reason he's with her, because if he came out, I don't think they'd put him back in any of those action roles or whatever. I've nothing against gay people, but just be who you want to be. You don't go around slapping people. Even if it was staged, slap.
Yeah. You know, another thing too is that, you know, I think a lot of these people, they must really be stressed and panicked. You know, you have a lot of stuff coming out, and I mean, he might could be reaching the point where it's like, you know, he's just losing it because they're so stressed and panicked. Nobody's getting paid what they used to get paid. Nobody's going to. People still aren't going to theaters, really. You know,
I've never even heard of that movie, and the only reason I heard about it was because he slapped another guy. Mm-hmm. Black on black crime.
Yeah. Well,
you know?
I mean, it's true. I mean, if I walked on that stage and slapped them, I bet you I'd be in jail.
Oh yeah, anybody else, and anybody else, including a white guy. If he was making fun out of a white guy's wife, and a white guy walked up and bitch slapped him like that. Oh yeah, he'd be put away. But it's Will Smith. He makes my skin crawl. Will Smith.
It's crazy times we live in. That's for
She's
sure.
losing her hair because she's in a marriage of convenience. None of them are happy.
Yeah, well, I guess James Good says another reason though slapping someone isn't as near as bad as punching legal wise. James Good, I hear you, but if somebody's coming at me with a slap or punch, I have a right to stand my ground.
Oh,
And if Will Smith approaches me to smack me, he's getting 2 rounds, and I have a legal right to defend myself, and so did Chris Rock. So I think maybe you need to everybody should look at what they're trying to normalize. They're trying to normalize being able to hit you if you say something they don't like. So if you say something that somebody doesn't like now, they have every right to get up and smack you around. And you should take it, and you should just take it. That's what they're programming in your subconscious. So Michael says assault is assault. I agree with you. It's assault. And there are some states in this country where, guess what? You have the right to stand your ground. And I have the right to not be physically assaulted by anybody. I don't care if it's a slap or a punch. I will defend myself. So,
let alone by a bitch like Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Michael, that was all I had to say. Just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, it's so great. The ARC story is certainly fascinating. All right, well, I appreciate you calling in, Mary. Thanks a lot.
I really love your show. I started a little late. I hope that you stick around. I really enjoyed the chat. I enjoyed the topics you put on. So grateful that you're still on, and I hope you do more shows.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're working on it. It's just that there's so much that goes into this, and it doesn't really make much money, and things are getting so expensive that I'm finding out that I'm having to work a lot more. And
no, I understand.
This is kind of more of a hobby. I know everybody loves listening to the show. I get it, but it is what it is, I guess. I mean,
Well, I enjoy it. Anytime it's on, I always try and make it. So appreciate everything you do.
All right, thanks a lot, Mary.
I want to say hi to David Gosling because he's always shouting me out.
Yeah, he sure is. He's doing it right now.
Sounds good.
All right, Mary. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
All right, bless you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, that was the Pearl says, "Do you sell merchandise?" Yes, it's in the description box below. I haven't sold a single thing in like 6 months. That's where we're at. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Let me go ahead and close out the Skype. It's guys, y'all need to batten down the hatches and shore up what you got going on at your house. Make sure you get the things taken care of that you need taken care of. Get the extra prescriptions. Even if you have to go to a different doctor and get a script from a different doctor to get the things that you need for a few months. Mary says, "Thanks for taking my call." You got it, Mary. Always a pleasure to talk to you guys and the listeners here. Really do appreciate it. The support that we do have and the support that we do get. Lots of names comes to mind. And I'm not going to shout you guys out, but a lot of you guys do support the show and really do appreciate it. It's why we're here, and we are going to try to keep coming back. Michael says, "Be prepared. Simple beans and rice, easy food." Remember, if you got a bunch of beans and you got a bunch of rice, get a lot of adobe or some spices or something to maybe change it up a little bit. Get some, different beans and different rice, and get a lot of canned food. Canned meats are really good. Those Vienna sausages, they're lame, but in a pinch, they'll go better with the rice than nothing, right? David Gosling, thank you guys so much. The Pearl, thank you so much. Now, see, this is the kind of stuff that honestly, guys, if if this happened every day, I could do a show every day. Yo, the man, Mike, Hampton Cove in the house. Hampton Cove, Adam Robbins from Hampton Cove. Adam Robbins, are you talking about Hampton Cove in Huntsville, Alabama? The Pearl with a $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. And David Gosling with a €20 super chat. Yo, Mike, thanks very much. And Mike, Hampton Cove in the house. Hampton Cove. You gotta be talking about Hampton Cove over the mountain from me. Are you over the mountain from me, Adam? All right. Well, I mean, we get some. I am in Huntsville, Alabama. You know, I was looking to maybe get you guys some. Let me hide that. I was looking to get you guys some footage from, you know, maybe going live at the Rocket Center. Or maybe not going live, but going down there and getting some video, and then going down to Von Braun's old house here in Huntsville. Maybe showing you where he lived, and maybe I can track down some of the other scientists and put a little show together. And I can sit down and go over it all with you guys. It's the Rocket Center is actually really neat. They got a big piece of the moon in there, some moon rocks that you can literally get your face right up against. And I thought that was the coolest thing about being in the Rocket Center was you can actually, like, I mean, they're in a glass. It's like I guess it would be like a volleyball sized piece of the moon. Michael, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Really appreciate it. And appreciate all you guys for the support, man. Thanks a lot. I guess, Mary, I'm not going to record this show now. I'm going to record this show now. All right, David. You can always go to Spotify or Spreaker or any of the podcast places and download it right from there. Mary Kay says, Conflict Radio Official, what about New Year's projections? We'll look at those at the end of the year. The New Year's show is in the members area. If anybody wants to go in there and check out the predictions that have been made for this year, I guess we ought to listen to it, right? We're about getting into 4 months in, but I don't know. Maybe I'll wait till 6 months and I'll look at it and see if anybody's close. David Gosling says, love you on Spotify. Yeah, Spotify's pretty good. Good time. Thank you, Michael says. All right. Oh, another thing I was going to mention about dental. If you're pushing off a dental issue, you might want to take care of that. The last thing you need to do if things go south is have to Tom Hanks your teeth with a ice skate. All right. That did not look fun. And I don't think anybody wants to do that. So if you got anything going on with your teeth, now's the time. Go down there and get it done. Stop putting it off. And go do it. I said record. I'm old, dude. I get you, David. But I can't record any. I can't record on the computer because there's no way to hook my cassette tape machine up to it. I can't hook my VCR up to the computer. It's such a bummer. I guess there might be a way. I don't know. I'd have to look at it. I don't think there is a way to hook a VCR up to a computer, is there? And record the screen? I have no idea. If you wear glasses, have an extra pair. That's true. I'm actually been wearing my backup pair of glasses for the last since before any of this happened. So for over 2 years, I've been in my backup pair because somebody stepped on my main pair, which was really disappointing. But I've been wearing my backup pair ever since, so it's time for me. Yeah, that's something I need to go and take care of myself, actually. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for all the support. Really do appreciate it. We're going to be back on Thursday, and I guess I'll let you guys go. And Google's for you, really cheap glasses. Yeah, I got to go and get a eye doctor appointment too. That's what's holding me back. So I guess I'll go handle that. Target Vienna sausage are cheap, but the store is far away. Renee's talking about the Vienna sausage. You know, I've got some you could buy all kinds of. I've got some bunch of tuna. There's chicken breast in cans. There's Spam, obviously, you know, Spam, corned beef. And, I mean, there's roast beef, all kinds of different things you can get in a can. I've got clams and crabs and salmon and all kinds of like just different things, you know. There will be no shortage of Pepsi, Chuck Bam says. I just bought a vacuum sealer, about to start stocking up, the Pearl says. Well, Pearl, hopefully you've been stocking up before now. I think I'm sitting on 50 pounds of rice. Just rice. I think I've got 100 pounds of oatmeal. I don't know. I got a box from Latter-day Saints or something of oats. All right, guys. We'll be back on Thursday. Thanks so much for sticking it out. Hopefully it went too bad a show. I guess we got an hour and 6 minutes. I'll take it. And damn, my bank is still declining super chats to YouTube for some reason. Sapphire, stop worrying about it. It's good, man. I appreciate all the support, guys. Really do appreciate it. Thanks so much. And we'll be back on Thursday. Remember, batten down the hatches and be safe.